What's going on, guys? DigitalGenepool here, back with another LBA battle, ORAS Wi-Fi battles. Today our opponent is Matt. I am packing the same team as I did yesterday with the Heatran, Quagsire, Florges, Lucario, Hydreigon, and Venusaur. My opponent today is a great opponent. He did really well. He was bringing Chandelure, Lucario, Swampert, Florges, Landorus T, and Gyarados. This was our second round of the LBA. Winner from here went to the third round, and if they won there, they would have went straight into there. So Matt is issuing a challenge. I bring in my Heatran here, expecting him to bring up the Stealth Rocks, and he brings in his Gyarados. I wasn't really expecting that lead. I guess it was a good lead on his part. Whatever he would do, I can't really counter it. So I switch out my Quagsire here as he sets up the Dragon Dance. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, I can negate this Dragon Dance with Unaware. But as we're going to see here in a couple turns, he's actually running Mega Gyarados with Mold Breaker, which ignores Unaware. Again, Unaware ignores the stat boosts. I believe I said that yesterday's video and a little bit earlier. So he can continue to go up. I'm going to go for the Toxic, hopefully just to stall him out. The plan was Toxic Recover because that's the best thing I could do against this thing. But he goes ahead and Mega Evolves into Mega Gyarados, and yeah. You're going to see the damage here in a second. So he is finally Mega Evolving, third turn in, and at that point I dropped my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not see this coming? And I just keep my Quagsire in. It's my best bet to stay against this thing. Hopefully, I was hoping I didn't get a whole lot of damage against me. I was hoping to be able to be in recover range. Unfortunately, I was not. If I could run Protect on this thing, I would have, and that would have been a better beneficial. But I chose to have two offensive moves just in case I run into some, Water Absorb or something to that effect. So Poison's going to start chipping away, and he's just going to go for another Earthquake, I believe. And yeah, Quagsire's down. Early, turn 5, I'm down 6-5, I'm like, okay, the pressure's on, I need to get ahead a little bit. I know you don't really have to think about that. I know you can turn things around, be behind, but I like to try to stay ahead as much as possible with no flaws going. I switch into my Florges here, and while he goes for a Waterfall, and I end up just going for Wish on this move, hoping to survive that hit, which I do with 8 HP. And so yeah, Florges gets the Wish off. I'm going to be able to Protect and stall it out just for a couple more seconds as the Toxic damage is wearing it down. He is now about 30-40%. He ends up switching out here, which was probably a good move on his part, into his, I believe it was, yeah, Lucario. So I go for the Protect, it fails, I get a little bit of recovery from it, and I don't know what this Lucario is running. I'm expecting maybe some sort of setup, and so I end up just going ahead and switching, if I remember right here. Yeah, I switch out into my Venusaur as he goes for a Swords Dance. This upcoming turn, I'm going to go ahead and just Mega Evolve, and he goes for Extreme Speed, and Extreme Speed does a lot of damage, especially with the bulk of Venusaur. And yeah, Venusaur is not going to like this at all. I end up going for the Earthquake, and the problem about running a mixed set is you don't get the full power of whatever stat you don't boost into. And unfortunately, I'm not able to KO this Lucario. I believe if I could have kept Venusaur in just a little bit longer, I would have been fine. But unfortunately, Earthquake does not kill. So this is going to bring him down. He's going to be in the red, maybe 10 to 20%. And he goes for the Extreme Speed. Venusaur is going down this turn. I maybe could have switched. But at the same time, I don't feel like it would have been the right move to do. Maybe sacked off my Florges. And so I just go to my own Lucario. Lucario is going to go for Extreme Speed. I'm actually running a Jolly variant. This was a variant from my VGC teams, and I really didn't feel like breeding an Adamant. So I just go ahead and go for the Extreme Speed, and he goes down. And my Lucario is going to take Life Orb damage. I really love Lucario. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. And yeah, I think it's really good versatility to it. So he goes into Chandelure here, and I'm not really liking that at all. I'm expecting some sort of fire move to come. So I go ahead into Heatran for the Flash Fire boost, and which I predict right. Overheat comes, and Heatran gets the boost. And this is the perfect time right now, because I know he's going to switch. It's the perfect time to put out my Stealth Rocks. And yeah, he switches out to Swampert. Swampert is, I love Swampert. I believe in It is a good Pokemon, though it is not as great as some of the other ones that we can have. And I just go for the Fire Blast. I just get kind of ballsy. I'm just going to say, I said, hey, I'm boosted. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to hope for a burn and start getting chip damage off. And he ends up going for the Skull to break the air balloon. And I don't know if this thing is actually going to run Earthquake or not. I don't know if it's a mixed set or not. I don't really, as I said before in my last video, I'm not used to singles format, singles metagame. So I end up switching on to my Florges as he just goes for a Roar. He predicts the switch really well, and it leads me into my Hydreigon, and I'm just going to go for Dark Pulses, trying to get some flinches off and hopefully just slowly whittle this thing away. He ends up getting his Stealth Rocks out, which it is what it is. Unfortunately, my team does not run Defogger or Rapid Spinner. He switches out here, and I'm sitting there thinking in the back of my head, what can I do at this point? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be able to do to get the momentum. I feel like I'm starting to gain it a little bit, but not a whole lot. And so I just go for the Dark Pulse here. It's not going to be very effective on Florges. I don't really know if it's going to try. I don't know if he's going to go for Wish. I don't know if he's going to try to go for the Moonblast. But I really don't want Hydreigon to be in there. I want to be able to take out whatever is going to come in. So I just go ahead and go for the Heatran just to put the pressure on. Maybe he's going to go for the Moonblast. And unfortunately, I mispredict that. He goes for the Wish. And yes, I think I knew what he was going to switch into at this point. I'm trying to predict, okay, is it going to be Swampert or his Gyarados? I feel like his Gyarados is going to be the more pressure situation. And I believe I go for Fire Blast here. He comes in with his Mega Gyarados, and he takes a little bit of chip damage from the Stealth Rocks. And what do I go for here? I apologize, guys. It's been a while since this battle's happened. Yes, I go for the Fire Blast, and I barely KO the thing. One of my main threats against my team is now gone, which leads him with this Florges, his Chandelure, and his Swampert and his Landorus T. So Swampert comes back in. I know I'm faster, so I just go for the easy Flash Cannon just to take it down. And so yeah, Swampert goes down, and he ends up going into his Landorus T this upcoming turn. And this is where I predict wrong. I finally started getting momentum. He brings out the Landorus, Intimidate's going to go off, and the Stealth Rocks is obviously going to go off. I switch here. He saw the one flaw of my team and my only win condition I had against that Chandelure, and he took a full advantage of it. My main weakness with this team was fighting. Yeah, so he goes for the Superpower, and Hydreigon's gone. That's my only good way of taking down Chandelure. It was my only good way of taking care of this Landorus here. So I end up just going to go into my Lucario as he switches out to his Chandelure. I'm expecting him to switch, but I can't really hit Chandelure at all because I'm running Extreme Speed, Close Combat, and Ice Punch. Ice Punch was there for Landorus's potential Garchomps, anything like that. So I go for the Ice Punch, which he predicts well. I'm hoping for the freeze, and unfortunately, obviously, it's not going to happen, and he gets the Flame Body off. It reverses on me, so Lucario is basically gone at this point. It is unfortunate. It is what it is. So I also misplay here. I switch into my Florges as he goes for a Shadow Ball. I'm assuming this was Choice Specs Chandelure, just judging by the damage that he was doing. And so Florges is going to soak it up, and really I should have just sacked off Lucario. Lucario was useless at that point. I could have had a free switch into Florges, got the Wish off, Protect, or switch into somebody else. So Shadow Ball goes off, Florges goes down. Again, momentum was lost. As soon as he got the Hydreigon down, my win condition was gone. I just have to pray for some hacks at this point. And so he's just going to continue going for Shadow Balls, and he's just going to wipe out everybody on my team. So it was a good match against the guy. He actually ended up winning all the way through his first 3 matches, and not getting to the loser's bracket. And yeah, he's a great opponent. He's in the Aqua Division with me, and so yeah. So one last thing here, I'm going for the Ice Punch again. Chandelure's just going to wipe out my team. The only thing I probably could potentially done was get a freeze off, but he still had Florges and Landorus in the back. So I thank you guys for watching a whole lot. I understand that I'm probably sounding really noobish at this. I'm still getting used to the singles metagame, and I appreciate any type of feedback. really, I'd love constructive criticism. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just don't like, oh, you're a noob, you should stop. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, hit the subscribe, and I will put a description in the description below, my competitor here and the Lithio Battle Association that I'm in. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.